What's up, Giants fans, Hub watchers, YouTube subscribers, Twitter and Instagram followers? It's your boy Noname, back at it again with another Giants Talk video. That's right, Giants Talk video. Just gonna get one out there in the middle of my NFL Primer series. Hope you guys are enjoying it, even though it doesn't show by the views. Please check it out. Check it out. Let me know what you all think about that. But want to get some Giants content out there. There's not much going on right now, and this is something I want to talk about a little bit. So I was like, hey, why not make a video on it? Today we're gonna be discussing the positional competition that's going on in New York Giants locker room, New York Giants training camp, upcoming training camp, and preseason and all that. There's a lot of positions that are wide open right now to be filled in by new people or to be reclaimed by old starters of last year. The main ones I'm really gonna cover and talk about right here are gonna be the offensive line, most notably right tackle and cornerbacks, which is basically every cornerback position save for Jenkins is really open. Like there's some in the safety also. There's a lot of other positions open, but it's not really starting positions, such as the third string tight end, which is still open. A competition between CJ Conrad, an undrafted free agent that I really like out of Kentucky, and a Scott Simonson, who was our third string tight end last year. And Simonson did a pretty good job last year for third string, that is. So there's a little competition going on there, a little competition going on with the third string running back, and even some would say second string running back. Maybe Wayne Coleman has some competition and whatnot. But what I'm really going to be talking about would be for starters here and positions that would have a bigger impact on the team right now. Definitely the offensive line and definitely the secondary of our defense, which was terrible last year. So with that being said, let me actually start off with the offensive line here. Our right tackle position right now, the two main competitors would be Mike Remmers, the free agent we signed, former Minnesota Viking and Carolina Panther, and George Asafo-Ajay, who would be an incoming rookie, our 7th round pick, I believe, out of Kentucky. Also, there's Chad Wheeler in there. You could throw him in, and I do like Chad Wheeler, but I don't want him as a starter. Just want to get that out there. With all due respect to Chad Wheeler, he's a great person, met him one time at a Giants game, a really nice guy. He's a great person, he's a hard worker and all that, but he's just not the talent and skill level. He's just not a starter. He's definitely a backup. He's not a starter in the NFL, and I'm glad he did as good as he did last year, which wasn't that great, but it could have been a lot worse when he was our starting right tackle last year. I definitely hope he can stay on the team, as a second or third string, fill in every now and then if there's an injury or if some guy needs a week off for some reason or something like that. I would love to still have him on the team, but we clearly needed an upgrade at right tackle, and that's why Dave Gettleman and the New York Giants went out and drafted George Asafo-Ajay and then later signed Mike Remmers. Now, if you were to just look at this competition, just look at it without any formal knowledge or whatnot, you'd probably say Mike Remmers should win it easily. That's not the news that we're getting out of the Giants camp right now, obviously, because Remmers is still recovering, as is Nate Soler, our left tackle, from surgery. I think Remmers is recovering from a lower back surgery, so we don't know how he's going to come back, in what shape he's going to come back, if he's going to come back in playing shape even. This job could very easily fall to George Asafo-Ajay. And to speak on George, I'm just gonna call him George AA for now because it's kind of a lengthy name. Just to speak on him, I don't want anybody to underestimate him because Dave Gettleman has a nose for great offensive linemen late in the draft. And looking at some of George's tape from Kentucky, he's not great, but he's good. And if what he did in college could transfer over to the NFL, he'll be a serviceable right tackle. I don't think he'll be a star right tackle, but I think he'll definitely be serviceable, as a starter. He also, a lot of people don't realize this, practiced against Josh Allen in college throughout all his years there, which is, as we all know, Josh Allen was probably the best edge defender to come out of this draft right here, and he was the one that was practicing against him. Allen had to get past him, in whatever practices they had over there in Kentucky, so he definitely has experience against some level of NFL talent. So I don't think we should really underestimate him. And then there's just the fact that every single rookie, we don't know what they're going to do in the NFL. What you do in college is not a representation of the type of NFL player you're going to be. It definitely matters, but it's not a clear-cut picture. So he could really turn out to be a star, or he could turn out to be a huge bust. We don't know. We just don't know. The main factor here being that Remmers, it all depends on what type of condition he returns in. If he returns in really good condition, I actually expect him to perform how he did in the 2017 season when he did play at right tackle position. This past season for Minnesota, they forced him to play guard, which obviously is not the position he was built for or trained for, and he did horribly. So if he does return in good condition, I expect him to be in his 2017 form, and I expect him to win out the competition. This right tackle position is definitely an important part of the New York Giants line. Our left tackle is very solid, Nate Solder. I still think he's top 10 talent. We got that fixed. Our left guard, Will Hernandez, he did a great job his rookie year. The second best rookie guard out of last year's draft, proving his worth of his second round pick. And I only expect him to improve. We're fine there. Our center is another question mark, and there is a bit of a mini competition going on there. And I do call it mini competition because it's between John Jalapio and Spencer Pulley. We all know John Jalapio has some injury concerns, and for the 2 games we did see him last year, he was fine. He was okay. He was not any type of god out there. He just did okay. And Spencer Pulley, much of the same. He was fine. He was okay when we got him off of waivers last year. He came in. He did an alright job. They're both just 2 alright guys. Would love to have them both on the team. To me, it doesn't really matter who starts. I think they're both worthy of the position. Then our right guard, we have one of the best right guards in the league in Kevin Zeitler. Nothing else to say there. And right tackle is really the only big question mark. You could consider center too, but right tackle is the biggest question mark. Now, moving on to the cornerbacks, there's 2 really big spots that are open right now. The nickel cornerback position and the slot corner position. Now, I won't spend too much time on the slot because I really do think it's either going to go to Grant Haley or Julian Love. And yes, I know Julian Love is being tested out at, I think it's free safety, which, I don't know, maybe it could work out fine for him, maybe it won't. I think it won't because Love played primarily as a slot corner in college, and he was amazing at that. He was ranked one of the top 5 cornerbacks coming out of this draft, and we got him along with DeAndre Baker, who was possibly the best quarterback to come out of this draft. So it's not really much of a competition there because I wouldn't be surprised if either one of them got it. A lot of people underestimate Grant Haley. A lot of people say, oh, he's just a undrafted free agent that we got last year, and because we're Giants fans, we big him up. No. If there's some of you out there who love Pro Football Focus or other websites like that actually ranked Grant Haley as the second best rookie cornerback last year in a good set of rookie cornerbacks. He's just behind Denzel Ward. That was the only person that ranked higher than him in Grant Haley's play, and that was limited play too. So he could do better with more time, or he could worsen. Maybe it was just a flash, a shot in the dark, 1-year wonder. Who knows? But he is giving Julian Love a run for his money for that slot position. So on the slot cornerback position, it's between those 2 guys. Not really any strong feelings on it. I'm more so concerned about the nickel corner position, and that's because I do have faith in Haley and I have faith in Julian Love. Whichever one of them takes that position, I'll be fine with it. Is the nickel cornerback position, which is a lot more interesting for me. The main competition is going to be between DeAndre Baker and Sam Beal. Sam Beal, similar to Grant Haley, is from last year. He was in our supplemental draft last year. I kind of find it funny how these 2 cornerback positions are really a battle between the 2 rookie classes, the rookie class of 2018 versus the rookie class of 2019. And with the DeAndre Baker versus Sam Beal, it's a battle of 2 unknowns. Now, we do have more information on Sam Beal. Like I said, he was probably the best cornerback to come out of this draft. A lot of people have him ranked as that number 2 or 3. I think he was number 1 because of the fact that this guy hasn't given up a touchdown in the last 2 years of play at his college. Georgia football, one of the best defenses in college football. He has great football IQ, great speed, great athleticism in general, great hands. He's really sticky cornerback. There's a reason that he was taken in the first round, and there's a reason he hasn't given up 2 touchdowns. But then on the other end, there's Sam Beal, and there's also a reason that we gave up a 3rd round draft pick to get him in the 2018 supplemental draft. He plays different from Baker. He's not as sticky, but he is fast, and he does have good hands. There's a reason we gave up a 3rd round pick for him, and it showed a lot in OTAs. Sam Beal was really giving DeAndre Baker a run from his money. And I'm not sure if I mentioned it as much as I should or not in my OTAs videos, but there's a lot of beat reporters out there, a lot of people that were writing articles on the Giants OTAs that really all of them said the same thing. They were surprised by how good Sam Beal was playing and how much of a competition it was. They expected it to be a blowout between Sam Beal and DeAndre Baker. So it's a lot more close between these guys who it's going to be. Personally, I would like to see this spot go to DeAndre Baker, mostly because we gave up a 1st round pick for this guy, and I want to see what he's made of. I want to see if he's worth it. I really just want to see if, is he a bust? Is he not? Did we waste a pick on him or not? For example, if it was just Sam Beal, he went in there, I wouldn't be, say, as upset if he turned out to be a failed project versus DeAndre Baker, because it was really, obviously a higher round pick. A lot more is at stake with Baker than it is with Beal. And another reason I wanted to go to DeAndre is because, unlike Beal, he's not coming off of an injury. As far as we know, there's no injury concerns with him, so there's no chance of him going in there, or at least not a big chance of him going in there and then he has to take the year off, similar to what Sam Beal did. Last year, if I remember, he got injured on the first day of OTAs or something like that, or the first day of one of the voluntary training, and that was really upsetting for a lot of Giants fans, because it's kind of just like you haven't even gotten into some real physical toughness yet and you go down. And like I said, I'm not upset at if either one of them go in there, but for me, I think it would be better if we just give it to DeAndre Baker. Or let me rephrase, not give it, if DeAndre Baker wins out the competition, because Beal is really playing up to his standard. Now, with the cornerback position, I said it was very important for our defense, and that's because our defense gave up so many points last year. I believe they gave up the most points in the NFC East, which really hurt our team. I'm a firm believer in the fact that if we had a better defense last year, this team could have easily been a 500 team. Our offense was in most of the games that we played, even if they came back late. But our defense, especially in the second half of the season, was just dead. Like, there's only one game I can think of where the defense did a good job, and it was against a battered and injured Washington team. So, I believe that if the offense comes in with the same energy and we play similar to how we did last year, and I do expect this to be better because of the improvements on the offensive line, improvements in the wide receiver personnel, and now everybody's used to the system that we're in, our defense just needs to improve a little bit. We don't need a great defense to be competitive this year. We just need a good defense. And a big part of that is our cornerbacks, who last year we had terrible people there. Curtis Riley immediately comes to mind. I mean, I remember in the Bears game, he had a wide open pick and it just went straight through his hands. Like, there are plays like that just happened last year, and with missed tackles and all that led to teams not really fearing our defense and just scoring on us whenever they wanted. So these cornerback positions, they're really important, and I hope that the right man wins the job, because they're a big part of what we're doing here. We did give up a lot of capital to get them. We drafted 3 cornerbacks, signed a couple of guys off of free agency and undrafted free agency and whatnot, really trying to revamp the group. But that's what I gotta say, guys. Real quick, my picks for who would win their competitions at right tackle, I think it would be Mike Remmers if he comes back as he should. At center, I think it's gonna go to John Halapio. At slot corner, I think it's gonna go to, did I pick somebody here? I'm not sure. But I have a feeling, I just have a strange feeling it's going to go to Grant Haley, and maybe we'll have Julian Love as a backup safety or something, because they're really working him out there. And then at nickel, I think it's going to go to DeAndre Baker. Let me know what you all think. Let me know what you want to think about the competitions. Leave it all down below in the comments. I'm out.